all we looked at was how can we continue down this path of finding these markets that we can, improve upon. We started working with other printer manufacturers. Now we distribute the HP Stitch. We're the national distribution channel for Cleaverick, the calendars. We do the giant 3 meter and 5 meter Matic Helios laser cutters. And then we do all the sewing machines. So I feel like we're the only true company in the industry that can show the whole workflow from start to finish when it comes to dye sublimation. And now they're ready to conquer some new territories, which is home decor. That's where the DIMENSE DA-640 comes into play. It's a very unique technology that was brought out, about 9 years ago. And it's just now that Roland's taken it over, they've done a great job marketing, improving upon the new version. So I feel like it's been a long journey so far, and I feel like it's only the beginning. I feel like now with Roland behind it and supporting everything, that it's now ready to kind of set the industry on fire.
So the early generations they were a little slow. They had some registration problems. Can you tell me a little bit about two things? Give me a general overview of how the technology works. And then also, can you give me an understanding of what has Roland done with these current iterations that's different from the past?
Well, the easiest way for me to explain it is these ink chemists in Lithuania developed a solution that made material raise up. And more specifically, when they put their specific solution down on the paper, it would make it so the print would not raise up. And they started purchasing Roland chassis and putting their ink systems into the old Roland chassis. And they connected with a phenomenal heater company. Like, the heater on these units it's the number one most important part of that printer. And the heaters on these machines will probably last 1,000 years. They're very sophisticated heaters, and that's kind of the key of the process. When you get their chemical that's in the ink, and it's a latex-based ink, the CMYK is a latex-based ink, and then you got 4 slots for the structure ink, and that structure is what allows your media not to raise up. So when I first saw it, I thought, oh man, they're going to use so much of the structure ink, but it was the exact opposite. So customers think, oh, I'm going to have to use so much of this ink, and it's actually the opposite. You don't use very much of it, and you emboss the whole image, and wherever you lay it, we'll keep it flat.
Okay. I do say this, the final product, the finished product in the hands of a designer who understands the capabilities is phenomenal. There's nothing like it out there. It has like a raised impasto embossment that is absolutely gorgeous, and there's nothing in its equivalence in the market today. I don't think UV comes close.
No, it sure doesn't. Well, one of the first clients I met, they're very large in the wall space industry, and I showed them the technology, and they were doing some form of that with a UV printer. And when we got to the nuts and bolts, it was like 39 layers of ink, and it was about 9 square feet an hour versus a couple hundred square feet an hour. The ink costs, everything, they were about equal for this customer. But where one was the speed. He was running very expensive equipment, and to offer this type of printing, it would never make sense for those types of companies with UV printers to replicate this.
Okay. So speed is a big part. Productivity is a big loss on the UV just because of how long it takes to put all the layers down to give you the raise technique that would be compatible.
Yeah, this is all done in one pass. So it's pretty crazy how they did it. And I've been super impressed ever since day one. I felt like this machine discovered me. I didn't discover this machine. The whole story of how it happened is such a bizarre, interesting story, not for today. But when I tell you how the whole process happened, it is. I look back at it, I'm like, wow, talk about right time, right place, right people. And I've stuck with it ever since. And now that I'm here with Media One, that was the first thing when COVID was happening. My old company had closed down, and the old president asked me what I was doing, I had this Dimens printer in my back pocket, and instantly he's like, "What do you need from me? What do you need from us?" And I'm like, "I need your showroom and your technicians on a national level, because this is going to go big." Ever since then, that's what I've been doing, is trying to build this technology with the right market, and really just educating the market on what it can do, and then letting them go crazy with it.
Okay.